Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel where we discuss social issues that cut across the socio-economical status. Can you remember we are still in the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, and within these 16 days we have World AIDS Day that is celebrated on 1st of December, and this year's theme is End Inequality and AIDS. Today I have an amazing guest who is going to take us through the do's and don'ts, and also she will be able to tell us some of the challenges that people living with HIV AIDS face in this country. Karibu sana, introduce yourself and feel comfortable.
Asante sana.
Yeah.
I'm Rosemary Olale from Korogosho. I work for Tuinuke na Kuendelea Mbele Women. It's a group of HIV positive women which was started back in 2005. We've worked with a lot of amazing HIV positive women, and we've seen them growing instead of perishing.
Yes.
Yeah. And within these 16 days, I'm very glad to be here within this work, so that we can have we can capture some of the issues that people living with HIV and AIDS face across. Personally, I'm HIV positive since 1999. I'm a mother of 4, so I knew that I was HIV positive when I had my second pregnancy. Though my first son died, but I did not give up on the fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So you've been living positive. How did you take it after testing?
Okay, for the first time it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
It was so difficult, and considering that I'm from a discordant couple,
yes.
My husband is HIV negative.
Wow.
And I'm HIV positive.
Yes.
So at first it was really difficult, and I kept on asking a lot of questions, like how did it happen?
Yes.
Where did I get it from?
Yes.
Who infected me and ran away? Because I did not know that. To me, I only knew that HIV na AIDS ni watu wa malaya too.
Okay.
So being that I was not a prostitute, it took me a lot of time, and I had to live in denial for around 7 years.
7 years.
7 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was going for my septins because
Yes.
I had not started on ARVs.
Yeah.
Until when my CD4 count, a normal person has got a CD4 count of 1,500, 1,000, but to me I had 58.
50 what?
58. That was a working corpse.
58? Whatever, we are talking about the CD4 count. She had a CD4 count of 58.
Yes.
How did you survive?
I don't know, but I was surviving.
What?
Until the day I got infected with TB, and at the same time I got herpes zoster. I did not know how it happened.
Wow.
Because it is very rare to find those two combinations going to one person, because they normally come lower your immunity system and then you go. So to me, I was lucky. I went on bed I was in bed for 2 years.
2 years?
2 years bedridden with the bed sores. Nilikuwa natoa madudu.
For real?
Yes, with that smell.
Oh my goodness.
Who could rescue me?
What?
Yes.
Let me ask you. You've mentioned that you were a discordant couple.
Yes.
Tell us about that, because people out there do not believe in discordant couples.
A discordant couple is a couple whereby one spouse is HIV negative.
Yes.
And the other one is HIV positive.
Yes.
They live together, they do sex, they live a normal life.
Yes.
Yeah.
How did your husband take it?
He walked away. Even you could not wait.
Immediately?
Not immediately, but when I got the two combinations, he could not bear it anymore. But unfortunately, by that time we had 3 children.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had been doing that sex without protection. giving birth.
Yes.
So I thought the way I was giving birth, because my firstborn is 97. He died.
Yeah.
He died in 99.
Okay.
A week before his death, I realized I was HIV positive because he was admitted at Kenyatta.
Oh, okay.
And in Kenyatta, by then, after Daniel Moi announced HIV is a national disaster, everybody was to go for the test.
Yes.
We were I was in ward 3D with my kid.
With the child.
Yeah. So all the women, we had to go for the test.
Okay.
I had to go because sikukuwa malaya.
Yeah.
Why could I worry?
Yeah.
I went. By then it was a blood sucked for 1 week, and then after 1 week you go for the results.
Okay.
When I went for the result, I was the number 1 to reach there.
You are sure?
Kwani mimi ni malaya bwana.
Hapana.
Only for the nurse who was giving out the results to tell me, do you have a husband? Yes. Where is he? At home. Kindly, when he comes tomorrow, you come here with him.
Okay.
And I see other women go pick their results.
So you are never given the results?
I was never given the results.
Even as they are telling you to tell your husband to come, they are not saying why?
No. Me, I was thinking that I was going to be given the result with my husband because we are negative.
Yes.
We are clean.
Yes.
So, after a week, my husband was not a regular visitor to the hospital. So when he came, I told him the nurse wanted to see you. And he was, which nurse? That one. Can we go together? No, just to go by yourself.
You now telling him?
Yeah. What? So when he went, he was asked, who are you? I am so-and-so, and I'm the husband and the father to Joseph, because he knew any issue attaching him was about the kid. So go bring his mom, go bring the mom, we talk together. So when I went, I was asked, did you do a HIV test last week? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Have you gotten your results? No. I was told to come with the husband. Now the husband is here. Are you okay to receive the results together, or we do
They
a
are
result?
not even testing him.
They are not even testing
No
him.
preparation whatsoever.
I wasn't.
That must have been terrible.
And I think due to that trauma, that's why I took a long time in.
Yeah.
I think that is why I took that very long time.
What was his reaction?
He was like, because he was also sure of himself, he said,
do
the
it.
test. He first said the test, and then the nurse said, no, I asked 2 questions. Do you want to hear the results of your wife, or do you want to get tested? He said, I want to hear her results and get tested. And then the book was opened, and he was asked, do you know how to read? Yes, but the results were written in VE+. So he was given the results, and he did not understand anything.
Yeah.
Even me, I did not understand anything, and he was like, yes, I've seen, but what does that mean? Your wife has got the virus, and we now want to do a test of you.
Yes.
And he said, no, not for me.
Oh my goodness.
So I was not going home with him.
Uh-huh.
I was staying in the ward with my kid.
With a child.
He was going home.
Rosie, let me ask you, how did the child test? Was he tested?
No, the child
was not tested.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This is hard small. Hey, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, Rosie, because I don't want to put myself in your shoes, because
that shoes is so tight.
It's so tight, and it's too big to even imagine.
Yeah. And remember, he went home 2 weeks. Hakukanyaga hosi.
He never.
There was no phone, so
nothing.
We could
to
not
first digest.
Never came. I never knew whether he was digesting or he had just disappeared. Remember, I was a village girl.
Yes.
So nilikuwa nimetolewa ushago, nikakuja Nairobi kuolewa.
Yes.
Only to get all this.
Oh my goodness.
So after 2 weeks, he never came. On the 3rd week, my baby died.
Oh, sorry.
At 2 years, exactly the day he was to celebrate his 2nd birthday, he died.
What?
And at the very time, I was 7 months pregnant.
I'm so sorry. What?
So ile design ya we waondoke we waingie.
Oh my goodness.
And after the death, I had to come back home. And unfortunately,
did he, when the baby passed on, did he even come to the hospital?
No.
What?
No, I just left the hospital and I went back to Korogosho.
Alone?
Alone.
You are mourning, you are in shock, no one to comfort you,
No
and
shoulder to
especially,
lean on.
just imagine.
And especially that person whom you only know, he is the only one for me in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that for you?
Yeah, it was really difficult, my dear. I could not stand it by that time. Yeah.
For
And
me,
even up to
I
date,
can
I
only
cannot.
imagine. Honestly, I can only imagine because I don't know.
And even up to date, when that rings into my mind, I feel like, how could I even come from
Hospital and
to home
where he is.
But sometimes I do say, hata kama watu sema polisi ni wabaya, by that time polisi walinisaidia.
Wow.
Because my son died at around 2 a.m. in that morning, that baridi. And then the thing that the doctors could was to calm me down. And you know how the Luos cry.
Yeah.
I was so noisy in that ward.
Yes.
It was like my son had just passed because the doctors were so
careless.
lazy.
Yeah, I can just imagine.
Because I saw him kicking like he was dying. I went direct to the desk, and then the nurse who was there told me, "You are making a lot of noise. Why can't you go back and dress him like?" And then I went and dressed him, and he was still kicking. And I ran back again. And you are making a lot of noise. Do you know what time it is now?
Oh my goodness.
I ran back again, and the only person who was so supportive was my colleague.
Another patient.
That lady woke up and she told me, "Don't undress him. He's feeling cold." We returned the clothes. When we returned the clothes, he was so shaking a lot, and we undressed, but he was my firstborn. I did not know even if I was doing the right thing or the wrong thing.
Yes.
So after going to the nurse for like three times, when we were coming with the nurse, he just came and removed the pipes because the son was already gone. The boy was gone.
Oh my goodness.
The boy had rested.
I'm so sorry.
So when the nurse told me to go and sit somewhere, wait for the morning to go back home, I felt like they want to kill me too. So I started walking back home. So nikatoka ward, nikateremka from the third floor downstairs,
yes,
and then outside. And even
you just wanted to leave.
I just wanted to go. Because I could not bear seeing that boy.
Yeah, I know the pain of a mother. Yeah.
So when I reached outside, there was no presence of a lot of people like it has been, and the vehicles were like moja ikienda inakaa.
Yes.
So I started walking, not knowing where to go, left or right. So I started my journey. I was going, but I was heading to Ngumu.
To the wrong direction.
And when I saw like a crowd coming, I started screaming and crying. Now I realized my son is gone and I'm going to die, because the policemen, they are going just to kill.
Yes.
I was carrying my paper bag with my clothes, my basin, and the thermos.
Why did you have the discharge summaries?
I had nothing.
Nothing.
Me, I just left.
You only picked your belongings and
leave. So when they came, I realized there were police walikuwa wameshika mahabusu kadhaa with the pingu, and I was crying like tunapitana. You come this way, I go that way. And
from opposite directions. Okay.
And one policeman realized, and he called me like, "Mama, unaenda wapi?" And I was like, "My son is dead. How do you want me even to explain it? Unaenda wapi? Yes, your son is dead. Where are you going to?" So then I'm going back to Korogosho, where I came from. And do you know where Korogosho is? I said, "I don't know, but I'll just walk until I get to Korogosho." So he stopped me. He went and talked to the fellows that they were together, and he stopped and we stood by the roadside until bus number 40 came. He told me, "We are going inside the bus," and I don't have fare. How can I even? He told me, "Get in." We got in. We went, I think, when we reached town, he alighted, and he left me to go.
The policeman now. Yes.
He left me in the hands of Makanga.
Of the same vehicle?
Of the same vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah, because the bus was coming from Ngumo to Kariobangi.
Okay. Okay. Now I thought it's to time. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he told the makanga, ukifika Kariobangi saidia umama anaenda Korogosho. So niliposhuka Kariobangi, it was almost 6 and I wanted to go home. To cry
6 p.m.
Yeah, 6 p.m. I wanted to go home and cry. That is the only thing I could do.
Okay.
But back into my mind, I was wondering, pengine naweza kuwa nimeacha Jose and he was not dead.
Oh my goodness.
So I wanted to go home, put these things and then go back to Kenyatta. So when I went home, I found my husband was in the house relaxing, and I was like, is this man okay? Is something wrong with him? Because I came crying, like, unajua tu mama mwenye mtoto.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So I came crying, and even opening this door took him like 30 minutes. Or 30 seconds. It took some period. I was knocking like nataka kuivunja sasa. I was knocking our door and knocking my neighbor's door because my neighbor used to like my son very much.
Okay.
So I was calling, Mama Maureen, kutoka nje Jose ametuacha. So Mama Maureen opened haraka and you know with the Luo thing, I could not go into Mama Maureen's house.
Oh, because umefiwa.
And umefiwa. So what I did when I saw Mama Maureen, that was when my anger came and I broke that flask and then put that basin and stepped on it. Yeah, so that is when I started. I thought I need to be destructive. So I started distraction. When he opened the door, I threw the broken flask inside the house and I went in. So I cried, and at around 10:30 we went back to Kenyatta because I had no documents saying that the son is lying in the morgue. So when we went, we came back and arranged for the burial. The son was buried.
Okay.
So after that, I did not stop my life. I continued. I get back to other 3, and then I went down with the 2 combinations I told you.
Now let me ask you before that. Did he ever talk about it?
He didn't.
Did he ever get tested?
No, he didn't. He went for the test when I had TB. Because
already you have 3 children.
3 children.
But he doesn't want to be tested.
He didn't want even to talk about it.
Oh my goodness.
He was shut up. Every time when I go to the clinic with another pregnancy, the test is done, I'm HIV positive, and I'm being told to bring my husband. He said, I'm not going anywhere. Whoever infected you, you can go to him and tell him to come with you.
What?
So I was like, here's my husband, he's taking control over me. But the way he's going is a wrong direction, and you know, you are married while you are still a child.
Yes.
You have nothing to reason about.
Yes.
So I just kept quiet. But when I went down, I used to take my medications at Bagadi. So that was the only clinic that had TB drugs.
Okay.
So when I went for these drugs and the doctor did another test and found out that I have TB, I'm having hapizosis on my right part, and at the same time my CD4 count was going down very seriously.
Were you on any medication then?
No.
Kenyatta didn't?
No, Kenyatta didn't introduce me to any medication, and even going to Bagati, it was just because I had TB.
Yeah. You are tested, you are never put on medication.
But after the test, we were advised to go back to Ushago. Because he was asked, do you have any permanent job here that makes you to stay in Nairobi? No? Does your wife work? No, she's just a housewife. Yes, the simple thing is you just go back to Ushago.
To do what?
Karibu na kaburi mama yangu.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
So you just go closer to your kaburi.
You just go there and wait for your day to come.
Your day to come.
And you get buried.
And you close that chapter and you open a new chapter.
At what point did your husband get tested?
When I went to Bagadi and he was requested to go to Bagadi, because when I was at Bagadi, I had a 3-month-old child. And
that's the last born?
My last,
okay.
No, not the last born, but in 2008 I got another baby who is now 14 years old.
Okay.
So when I went to Bagadi, they wanted to stop my baby from breastfeeding.
She was still
breastfeeding.
Were you advised at the clinic?
No, by then it was you get pregnant, you don't breastfeed your child.
Yes.
But what else would I give the child?
Because of stigma also.
Stigma. And then to my church, kukuwa na mtoto na haumnyonyeshi, what does that mean in the first place?
Yes.
So I had to breastfeed.
Yes.
Matiti yangu ilikuwa na blisters all over. So the doctor at Bagathi wanted to see the husband and to advise the husband on what to do so that we protect the child from getting infected.
Yes.
So when we went to Bagathi, when I called him one day and we went to Bagathi, he got tested and he tested negative.
Hey.
So hapo ndo naambianga Yesu kuja. And when he realized he was negative, the best he could do, pack his belongings and leave that house.
Immediately. Rosie, this
Immediately. Not knowing what the children will be feeding on. Not knowing that this sick, dying, dead walking person, what will she be feeding on? He never cared.
He left and left. Never to look back.
No. What was remaining? Because to him, to his understanding, he knew all these children were going to die with their mom. And the chapter was going to be
closed.
So he was looking for a greener pasture.
Of course.
For the man. What next? I'm HIV negative.
I think in his thinking he also said, I need a woman who is negative.
And when we left
not even
Bagathi,
realizing that he has been having
sex
with you with no protection.
And when we left Bagathi, we were advised not to have sex now because the CD4 is really down. So the more we are doing sex without protection, he is likely to be infected. So he have to use a condom.
No wonder he ran away.
Have you seen a Luo using a condom?
No, how now? They call it dual.
My property.
How do I do that?
How can I be advised how to live with my property? So he went and he took because I was in bed from 2003, 2004 and then 2005, I started rising again.
Okay. Wow.
Because every day when I go to bed, I was telling God one thing. And it was like, God, if you want to take me now, don't leave these children behind.
Oh my goodness.
Because by that time, the neighbors has locked the toilet. I could not use that toilet.
The neighbors got to learn of your status.
Yeah. So they had locked the toilet.
And the stigma was too much.
My children could not go into neighbor's house. So my firstborn son, he finished his studies in Outer Ring High School.
Yes.
My son used to go to Korogosho Market, kuokota mandizi, maembe, and that was our food.
What?
For almost half an year before I came to realize of Kenwa and Komboni sisters.
Yes.
Those were now my source of food.
Oh my goodness. And they do a good job.
They do a good job.
Yeah, they do. Keno and Komboni sisters do a good job.
They did a very good job.
Yeah.
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 So when my son came to know about Kenwa and he came to know about Komboni, and the community health volunteers started coming into my home, only that my house was so smelly, my dear, because of the sores,
yes,
the madudus, zile zinatembea. So it was even so difficult for them to adapt. But thanks to one lady by the name, we do call her Mama Mende. She's living in Korogosho. Mama Mende got that heart to get into my house, to remove me from that bed, to remove all those madudus. Na kwenda kuleta Sister Jill to my house to kubadilisha my beddings.
Mama Mende, wherever you are, thank you very much for what you did for Rosemary.
God bless you so much. So wakati hizi vitu zilikuwa zimeanza naletewa chakula, I started having friends, and then I was referred to Komboni Mission Sisters for my TB drugs because I could not go all the way to Bagathi.
Yeah, I can just imagine. And Komboni is very just next.
And then I was also referred because at Bagathi they had started giving my child the nan, the milk. Yeah. So I was referred to.
So you stopped breastfeeding.
I stopped breastfeeding.
Okay.
I was referred to Dandora 1 for the milk.
Yeah.
So things started working for me. And then I thought it's a good idea not to let my son go to Kenya for food. I need to go there by
yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I started going, bringing the food, and interacting with other HIV positive women. And from there, I found the 5 who wanted to be friends together very much, who really wanted somebody to speak to.
Okay.
So we became friends with one Lucy, Pamela, Dorcas, and Mary Juma, and myself.
Yeah,
We
okay.
were 5. And then we started, now nobody can give us the casual jobs of kuosha watu manguo.
Yes.
But we could use Pamela because she was a little bit with a healthy.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Nobody could
detect.
Yeah.
Tunaenda naye kwa waria, she request for job, anapata, and then tunaenda tunafanya.
Okay.
Tunashare that money.
Which is very true. Yes.
Yeah. Because sometimes we have fully at 50 bob.
Yeah.
We are 5 of us.
Yeah, just imagine. Oh my God. God bless them wherever they are. Yeah. God bless you so much.
Thanks to God, because in 2005, World Vision was recruiting young persons for training.
Yeah.
Under the Kariobangi HIV and AIDS program.
Yes.
I was lucky. I got recruited.
Wow.
And I went for the learning for 5 months, and I got my sewing machine plus the skills.
Yes.
So I said, before I go, you the 5 who made me to be a person, I want to share the skills. Because to me, what I knew, I was going to die.
Oh my goodness.
I never knew I still have another life.
Let me ask you, Rosie, before we continue.
Yeah.
At what point did you accept your status?
I accept my status when I saw people coming to my house. When Mama Mende came, and she used to speak to me, like she was telling me, even me can come here, I'm very healthy and I'm dying tomorrow, you never know.
Yes.
Why do you want to die? Because I wanted to die so bad. Yeah. If anybody who could ask me, Rosie, now that it has happened, what do you think? I just want to die. Because what do I live for?
Yeah.
If I can, a woman who cannot even feed her own children.
Yes.
A woman who cannot dress her own children.
Yeah.
Who am I? A loser.
Yeah.
A wasted. A burden.
Yeah.
Because my husband saw a burden in me and he said, no.
And all this time, your husband is no communication, nothing.
Only sometimes when I used to go to Kenya, because I have to pass near the gate of our church, you could hear like, tuliona bwana yako ameoa. Tuliona bwana yako mahali fulani. And it was not ringing into my head because I know I was going to die, so I had nothing to call my bwana.
Wow. Hey, tell me about Tuinuke na tuendelee mbele.
So when I found these 5 women, I thought it is a good idea to share the skills under my roof. I was not paying rent. And the landlady wanted me out of her house like yesterday.
Yes.
Because people could come, rent a place, and then when they saw me, they feel like, this woman will infect us.
Yeah, I can imagine, because those days there was a lot of stigma that we are still fighting up to now. Yeah.
So the tenants could walk out and she could blame me for that.
Yeah.
I have no money to pay the rent. So when we came together with these women, because the sewing machine was in my house, I was in my house with my skills.
Yes.
So I wanted them to come into my house, I share the skills and use the sewing machine.
Yeah.
So as we used the sewing machine, we were making a lot of bags, a lot of necklaces, a lot of jewelries. But who will buy them?
Nobody.
With all those sews in
nobody.
Because hii harufu ya kulala kwa kitanda for a long time, it does not go easy. It takes a lot of time. And to me, sometimes I feel like I smell like that. Even up to date. I just feel that smell comes like once and I was one day dead.
Oh my goodness.
So when I started sharing these skills, we make a lot of things into my house because Pamela could go fetch for a job. We buy the nguo za mitumba, tunararua, and then we make a bag.
Something.
It was in my house. They were all in my house.
Oh my God, you couldn't even
I could not even market them because even in the source, in the first place, if you see the women making these things, you cannot even like to buy from them.
Yeah.
So one day, the African Population Health and Research System, the APHRC, right now in Kariobangi, when they were started their baseline, like they were starting from the scratch. There was a lady who was working for them, Genotai, who is now living in the US. Genotai came into my house, and she wanted to know, they were doing a research on HIV and AIDS. So she came to my house. First time I told her, my dear, whoever instructed you to come here, go tell them that I'm not ready.
That time you had not come out openly.
I've not came out openly, and my worry was people now talk about me, and then they send people to come and ask me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because for her was, do you have any idea on HIV and AIDS? And I was like, whoever asked you to come and ask me that question, kindly go tell them I'm not ready. And so the other day she came, and on the third day I felt like, let me speak to her and leave. I told her, I'm an AIDS patient and I'm dying soon.
Oh my
So
goodness.
if you want to be my friend, do it right now, because you may come tomorrow
and you don't find me there.
Find me. And she was like, if you want to die, who will be taking care of your children? I don't know. But to me, I think we are going to die, all of us.
You and the children.
And the children.
Yeah, okay.
So she asked a lot of their questions, because with the HRC, by then they could come with a booklet full of questions to ask. So she asked, and then she left. She came the other day, and on the third day she invited me to KICC to go with my products and also talk about HIV. And I was like, this woman, does she want to see me? Then I said, yes, I'm going to die. Yeah. So in the morning I woke up, went to Kenwa, bring the porridge for my children, and then I left for KICC. I trekked up to town.
What? To
KICC, because the little money I had,
of course you must squeeze it.
How could I waste it going to see somebody who is very fat, who is very yellow in the skin, who has got a lot of books with her to ask a lot of questions. So I went to town. I thought I was delaying. I realized I delayed her time, but she was so patient. She waited for me. And when I went, I was given a table to
display your goods,
and was given a platform to go and share. By then, I could not speak to people.
I can just imagine.
What I could do was just cry. And Jane could encourage me by asking me questions. Why, Rosemary, why do you cry? I'm crying because I'm going to die, and you bring me to come to speak to people who want to live for a long
time period.
Period of time. So they were like doing a little bit of counseling, and then I come back, talk to people, and then I start crying again. So after finishing talking, my table was full of money.
What?
The bags were all sold.
Oh my goodness.
And the 15,000 shillings was there.
I can imagine.
From 10 bob
to 15,000
shillings.
Au kuona Mombasa hapa nataka niogelee kidogo.
Niliona kutorokea Kisumu. But niliona watoto wako Korogosho. Niliona kuhepa na pesa. And I remembered Pamela had been looking for job and invite tunafanya na yeye. Why do this?
Yes.
So I had to come back to Korogosho. Tell them that this is the money. What do? We can share. We are 5.
Yes. Kila mtu 5,000. Yes. That is good money. Yeah, that was good money.
But we had a woman. Unfortunately, this lady went to be with the Lord in 2017.
May her soul rest in peace.
This woman was an angel. She told me, Rose, because I spoke to her first, and she told me, Rose, this money is not going to be shared. We are going to buy 2 sewing machines. We are going to rent a place, still in Korogosho, so that we can get a free space to go for our toilet needs.
Wow.
Yeah. So that is what we did. So that is how Tuinuke was born.
Wow.
And then we started talking about our HIV status openly in that room, because it was our rented room. Nobody could ask any question. From the little we were earning, because the Rotai could bring the customers, and then we got somebody, Marco Di Malito from Italy, could bring his customers, and Elena could bring her customers, and all the volunteers could come and buy your product. I paid my rent.
Wow.
And I started living in peace with my landlord.
Your land. Let me ask you, how did she react?
At first, she never even wanted my money.
It has HIV. Yeah. It is infected.
My money. But I used a trick. I used somebody to start paying my rent.
Okay.
So I was not the one paying.
Okay.
So one of the neighbors, she sympathized. She was not empathizing. She was sympathizing a lot. Because anytime the landlady could call for a small meeting, I could be exempted. And the meeting was discussing about me.
Of course.
How to eject me out. So the first meeting was to start fighting my children, because even if you could guza my child hivi ningetoka nje ni kama wazimu. I remember I was very pain with
the bones.
The bones,
yeah.
maskio, and then with the rashes.
Yeah.
Unaguza mtoto wangu kama nani, when unamchapa.
Yeah.
I could come, nobody wanted to face me. Because wanajua tu hii
ukiguza hizi unanini. Oh my goodness.
So this lady came and she started sympathizing with me. Whatever they discuss in the meeting, she comes and tells me, and I told her, I'm not moving out of this house until that day that God will bless me in this house. And you know what, Danny? I still live in that house up to now.
My goodness. Hey.
Sometimes I feel like I want to move out, and then I say, God, I told you have to bless me in this house before I walk out.
How does your landlord behave?
He even sold the house. We are now having the second landlord.
What? At what point did the CD4 count peak?
The CD4 count peaked when I started at Komboni Mission Sisters. I was in the TB, and I was given the septrin to start helping me fight the opportunistic infections.
Okay.
I was also being given the B complex, multivites, and from there it started peaking. And after taking my TB drugs, TB shots for 2 months, every day a shot on the back. For 30, I had 30 shots. So every day, I had 60 shots. It was for 2 months.
Okay.
After 2 months, I started being strong, and I was started on the RVs. And my first CD4 count was 300, and I said, hallelujah, but I wanted to be there.
Yeah.
And I forgot about asking for death to come.
Yes.
I told death, now leave
me
me alone. I want to enjoy this life.
At least I've survived this far.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least God has done something. So
Rosie, let me ask you this question. Did you ever trace how you got the infected? Were you born like that?
I've never traced.
You've never traced?
Yeah, because my first boyfriend is now a man of the family. And his wife became my friend because from the village. His wife became my friend. And now my second boyfriend is my husband.
Yeah. Wow.
But I normally think there is something that is happening. I normally don't want to say it, but that is how I think.
Yeah.
There is something that is very strange in my husband. Because he walked away, he came back in 2007 during the post-election violence. And we started living again, and I gave birth to my Mariana.
Yes.
But when he came back, he was in a relationship. He was married somewhere. He got married somewhere, and unfortunately that woman died. So when this woman died of HIV and AIDS, another child was introduced to me as his daughter. The mother of the daughter also died of HIV.
Oh my goodness.
So I came to realize maybe there's something strange.
Or he was in medication and there was a suppression. It was not.
My husband is only a Panadol man. Akiumwa na kichwa Panadol.
That is weird. Rosie, we are celebrating the World AIDS Day on 1st of December.
Yeah.
Tell my viewers about that. Because many people don't know about this.
Yeah. Tuinuke team with other many organizations coming together. I guess Slum Girl Initiative is part of the team.
Yes.
We are going to celebrate the World AIDS Day on the 1st of December. And we are asking anybody who lives around, even the one who is not living in Korogosho, if you feel like you want to be part of this work, kindly join us. The reason is to make that person who is HIV positive know that they are friends. Because in my story, you see, I came up after realizing somebody was really mad to be my friend. Yeah? We are really mad to have friends. We want to walk from Kariobangi Catholic Church to St. John's Korogosho Catholic Church.
Yes.
Our work is about ending inequities, that we want to tell people that we are all equal. Being HIV positive, being HIV negative,
Yes.
being infected, being not infected, we are all equal. We need medication.
Yes.
We need to be loved.
Yes. Sure.
We have those, all the feelings that any human being have.
Yes.
It's only that when you want to engage into sex with anybody who is HIV positive, the restrictions have to be taken.
Yeah.
Use a condom. And if you are not married for now, like for the youths, kindly abstain. Abstain. Yeah. And for the married couples, be faithful to one another. And if you can't be faithful, use a condom, my dear.
Please.
This thing is real.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Rosie, for coming. And I'm so honored to have hosted you. And I hope our viewers are learning something from this. Kindly remember to subscribe, switch on the notification bar so that you can learn when you're posting such educative videos. From me and Rosie, we say bye.
Bye and thank you.